Hi guys, I'm Andy, welcome back to Backpacking UK, the YouTube channel that's all about hiking, backpacking and wild camping. Right, today I get to share with you the brand new 2024 OEX Panther II UL. OEX, Go Outdoors brand, have brought out an ultralight backpacking tent range, which includes the Fox, the Bobcat, the Bandicoot and the Panther. Now, I've seen a few of these online already, but nothing on the Panther II, which really surprises me because on paper it's such a good backpacking tent. Now, this is a proper two-person tent, weighs under 1.5 kilograms all in, and that's everything, all the accessories. It's a really nice spacious tent. Now, I've used it once, I've used it in nice warmer, drier conditions. This is definitely a summer tent. There's no doubt about it, especially when we get to have a look inside and outside of it in a minute. But what I'm going to do for you now is just show you what you get inside the OEX Panther II UL tent bag. So this is what you get inside the OEX Panther II Ultralite tent bag. Now, the bags on these are true ultralight bags. It's absolutely nothing to these whatsoever. You've got plenty of these really lightweight stakes, which are actually really quite effective, really good design. You've got one piece 9mm pole, which is also colour coordinated. Then you've got the inner and the outer, but all the materials are super thin, super light, but I'm really impressed. You've got proper 9mm poles. Bearing in mind this is an ultralight tent. So this ultralight backpacking tent is inner pitch first, as you would expect from a 2 to 3 season summer tent. Pitches really easily. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to peg out the inner. So now I'm going to put together the one piece pole system. So now I'm just going to start clipping the inner to the tent poles, just work myself around the tent. They clip up really easily. If it's raining, you want to have a bit of a practice so you can do this as quick as you possibly can. So now just going to put the crossing pole over. So here's just a quick look at the inner. So as you can see, you've got a decent bathtub floor, really does come quite high. You've got a nice amount of solid mesh. These are colour coordinated sections with the fixings, lots of see-through mesh. This is a proper summer tent. These are the fixings for the crossing pole, but it's a really nice shape. As you can see, the taper is easier to see as it is here. So what I'm going to do now, just going to put the fly sheet on. Let's take a look around the OEX Panther II UL. It's a really nice shape, looks very similar to the MSR Hubba Hubba NX2. It's got a vent on either end. It's got all the guy lines attached with plenty of pegs. Now, this is how the fly connects to the centre pole. It's got a double zipper here, so it's dead easy to do. No faffing about trying to get underneath the fly. But it's a really nice shape. The blue will not be to everyone's tastes. However, I really like it. And at the end of the day, this is a summer tent. So hopefully it will blend in to the blue sky and sunshine. So let's take a look inside. As I've said, you've got a dual zipper, you've got some Velcro and a bit of a storm flap here, although I wouldn't use it in a storm, that is for sure. But I'll just roll in the back. It's got nice little toggles, no silly magnets, so you know this is going to stay put when you open up the door. Now this inner material is a 15D nylon fabric, which is fairly average for interiors. However, does have a 10D nylon floor, which is really, really thin. I mean, I would only use this on a nice grassy field or something like that. There is an optional footprint, which I'd highly recommend buying if you're looking at taking this tent anywhere else. However, the ground sheet does have a higher hydrostatic head rating of 3000 millimeters, so it's much more waterproof than the outer. But let's have a look inside. You've got more glow in the dark little zip pullers. The door zips nicely right back, and then there's yet another little toggle inside to keep that inner nice and secure. So let's take a look inside. So you've got a vestibule on either side, 2 doors, 2 vestibules. This is the foot end. You can see there's a vent there. You've got a little lantern tab. You've got 2 overhead pockets on the head end, and you've also got a pocket on either side. So you've got one each. You've also got a vent at the other end. But it's actually a really nice, spacious place to be. So after using this tent, I wasn't entirely sure on the dimensions. So I've actually brought my tape measure with me today. So these are approximate. So I've got about 75 centimetre vestibule. The height of this tent is 100 centimetres high. If I sit in the middle, so I'm 5'8", 172 centimetres with quite a tall back. I've still got, probably about 5-10 centimetres ahead of my head. So absolutely loads of head height here. That goes quite long across this tent. It really is quite nice and spacious. So the length of this tent is approximately about 220-225 centimetres. The widest part at the head end is about 125 centimetres, and at the foot end it is about 110 centimetres. So it is a tapered design, but it's really, really nice. You can definitely use this for 2 people or as a 1-person tent. At the end of the day, on my scales at home, this weighs under 1.5 kilograms. So you could take this out for 1-person use and you just have loads and loads of space. It's really, really nice. And because it's inner pitch first, the inner's really nice and taut, just maximises that space as much as possible. So what do I think about the OEX Panther II UL? Now, it's got a retail price of £500, but ignore that. Go Outdoors, Ultimate Outdoors, Millets, Blacks, they never sell these tents at full retail price. Now, this at the moment is currently sitting around £300. I've already seen a discount code with 15% off. So that's £255 for this tent, all in under 1.5 kilos, nice, big and spacious. I think that's a really, really good deal myself. Now, I've used this once. I have no intention of using this tent in the rain or in the cold. As far as I see it, it's a 2 to 3 season tent. It's a proper summer tent for summer use. And that's what I'll be doing this summer, because I will be using it because it is really, really nice. Now, the waterproofness level is really, really low. All the materials are super, super thin. Longevity, I don't think is going to be huge on this tent. I would really worry about the ground sheet, the bathtub floor, on anything other than grass without the optional ground sheet. It really is quite thin, and it's kind of see-through as well. However, if you take the poles out of the bag and you put the tent in a dry bag, it's really tiny. The actual main tent bag is 49 centimeters by 20 centimeters by 9 centimeters, but forget that. Pack your poles separately, pack the tent down really small, tiny little package. You can get away with a little backpack for your summer gear. But what do I think? I think I really like the pockets on here. It seems to me like it's pretty well made, and it's a true ultralight tent. They've gone round with even like the strong but slightly thinner like guy lines, the little fixings, just everything about it says ultralight. So it's not just a buzzword. They have put a lot of thought and effort into the design to make this tent as light as possible. So for me personally, out the OEX Ultralight tent range, I think this is an absolute cracker. I personally think this is probably the best of the four, and for £255 for a true two-person ultralight tent, I think it's great. But just remember, I'm reviewing this as a summer tent. I certainly wouldn't go out in really heavy rain, really heavy winds, although it does have 9mm poles and the whole tent seems pretty solid, to be honest. So it's really good, but it has its limitations. But OEX as a brand, all the cheaper tents that I've had from them have lasted really well. They're all really nice thick materials. This is the polar opposite, so it's too early to tell how long these tents are likely to last, but for careful summer use, I think they're fantastic. I really do. So hopefully you like this review. Please check out my other videos. Hope to see you wild camping soon. Cheers.